This is the ANCEL Automotive Leak Tester Smoke Machine. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the user manual. They give you a bunch of hoses and adapters and things like that. Here is the detector right here. Power cord clamps onto your battery and has a barrel jack connector that plugs into it. This is the main hose that you're going to be using, which attaches to the unit. They give you a funnel for adding oil to produce the smoke, and a hook which will screw on right up here. So this way you can hang it like from your hood or something like that. So what this machine is going to do is actually two things for you. Number one, it will produce pressurized air up to 11.5 psi. So that's your left button right here. Okay, that'll produce just air. The other one is your oil and your smoke. So what that does in here is where you add oil. Okay, so this cap will come off right here, and you put your oil in there using, of course, the funnel they give you. There's a sight glass on the side, so you fill it between the min and the max line right there. Over on this side, three things. One, your power cord, which is right here, that just plugs in. You pull the little rubber plug out. This is where your hose for air and smoke comes out. And when you're done using it, you can use this. This is a Velcro strap here to gather up the hoses and all that stuff and strap them onto the unit like that. So this is going to produce air and it's going to produce smoke. It's a leak detector. And what this is used for is on a car, let's say maybe you have a rough idle. That oftentimes is a vacuum leak. Now you don't know where it is. There's a lot of vacuum hoses that run around your engine. So what this will do is it'll produce air, and you can plug this into one of those hoses right there and listen for the air to come out. Or if you want smoke, you can set it to the smoke mode and it'll pump smoke out of that, and then you look to see where the smoke is coming out. So as far as the hoses go, they give you this one here, okay, and that'll fit, you know, a whole different number of sizes there because of the end on it. They give you this here. This is a cone with a hose going through it. This would be good in something like a radiator hose, where obviously this isn't going to fit. But this, you can jam in the end of it, and then you would hook in this into there to pump smoke or air through that. And this here is a bladder. So what that is, it has a little squeeze bulb here. When I squeeze that, you see how it expands. So that can fit in something like an exhaust pipe. And on that, you get this hose, which goes to the outlet. And if I blow through it, you can hear the air come out. Just like this one, if I blow through it, so this way it'll block off the hose and only allow that air or only allow that smoke in, just like that. This piece is actually a replacement bladder right here in case this gets damaged. And when you're done with it, there's a little thing right there, and it goes back to how it was. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out to the car and give you a couple of general ideas as to what you can use this for. Then I'm going to take it back in and I'm going to do a mock-up over here to show you what it would look like operating. The reason I'm doing it that way is I don't have any leaks or any problems with my car. Like the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So because everything is operating fine, I don't want to disturb anything or do anything, but like I said, I will make a mock-up for you here. Before we go out to the car, a looming question that many of you probably have is, what kind of oil does this use? What do I have to put in there? Where do I get it? What is it? This uses mineral oil. And you might be saying, ooh, I mean, I can go to the store and get corn oil or olive oil or anything like that. Will that work? No. You have to use mineral oil. You can find different kinds. There's kinds out there for like wooden cutting boards to polish them up and fill in scratches and stuff like that. But a great source of mineral oil is very simply baby oil. You can use Johnson & Johnson. In fact, they recommend that. This one is from Lidl, but it's exactly the same stuff. And if you look on the back here, ingredients, mineral oil, and fragrance. The fragrance is just going to smell like baby oil. You know what the stuff is. So real easy, cheap, and real easy to get. No matter what, wherever you go, you'll be able to find this. Any supermarket or big box store, anything like that, you'll be able to find baby oil. So no problem with that at all. Now let's go out to the car. See, that's convenient right there. You can just hang it from the hood that's open, and then you can go to the car. So now you'd have your power cord connected, going over to your battery, and here's the end of it. So you'd find a hose to jam this in. Now you can use this for all different systems on your car. You can use it for the cooling system, for the EGR system, for the intake, even for the exhaust, which I'll show you later. If I remove this hose, for example, I could plug this in there and test to see if this hose has any leaks. So that's one example there. Another example is the radiator hose. Let me just tip this down so you can see a little bit better. So I could take this hose off of the radiator, and then I can use this piece, which as you see would jam in there just fine. So I could jam that in there, and then using the nozzle here, we just connect that in right here like that. And now we can blow air or smoke out the tip there to pressurize this, listen for air leaks, or smoke to see the smoke come up. But like I said, there's no real leaks that I have on this vehicle. If you had a vacuum leak, you could try over here, for example, on the intake. All these little vacuum hoses. All these here. You can pull these off and test them using the ANCEL smoke machine. Just like that. You stick them into the various hoses and see. And you can do that to pretty much any hose you see under the hood of the car. Let's say you got an exhaust leak. What you can do is insert that in there and then fill your exhaust pipe with smoke, look under the vehicle, and see where the smoke is coming out of. So that way you'll know, is this going to be a major job or maybe a minor patch? Maybe you can do with some muffler tape or something like that. I was going to use the bladder, but this is a 3-liter engine, and I don't want to, really pump that too much, but this piece fits right in, just like that, no problem. And you can now inject your smoke there. And then while you're doing that, you look under the car with a high-power flashlight or something like that, and you can see where the smoke is coming out. And that way you know where the leak is. Okay, back inside, I have a little test rig set up, but the first thing we're going to do is just add some oil so it'll be ready for us here. That's plenty right there, so that'll do. And now you just take the funnel out and put the cap back in. You're all set with that. So this yellow hose here is just some old thing that's been laying around. It's unfortunately a little big for this, but it's what I had on hand. And what you can do with this, for example, if you wanted just air, is you can turn it on for just air. Now this hose is going to pressurize, and once it does, then if there were a hole, you'd be able to hear that. Nothing you're going to really hear in here over the ambient sound and the sound of the machine, really. I mean, you can shut it off, but there's still ambient sound, so that's going to be hard to hear. So the next thing we can do is turn on the smoke. So we'll turn that on. It's going to take a couple of minutes for it to get started, so I'll come back when it starts smoking. Well, like I said, I'm not making a perfect seal here, but you can clearly see that there's a leak there. We're not going to worry about that. I'm going to demonstrate what it would look like if you had a leak in a hose. Look at that. That would show you right off where the leak is that you have in your car. You see the smoke coming out and you'll say, oh, okay, this hose is bad, no problem. I can replace that and that'll solve your problem. We'll shut the smoke off right there. I'll put the air to blow out the smoke. Like I said, you really can't hear the difference because, like I said, I don't have a good seal on that. But you can hear the difference in the machine. Certainly like that. And it also starts working quickly. If I put that on to the smoke, watch right there. There it goes. The smoke is starting to come out. Just that fast. And if you're concerned, oh, am I going to start coughing from this? Is this toxic? No, it's just plain old mineral oil. And what does it smell like? Sort of like if somebody blew a candle out, the smoke that comes off of that. A little bit like that. It's not really a big deal. So even in a garage or something like that, it's not a big deal. I'm inside the house and, you know, it's not really that big of a deal. It'll dissipate and that's that. But that could definitely show you where your leak is without any problem, very easily, to help you track down the various problems you might have with your vehicle, whether it be intake, EGR, exhaust, any of that stuff. Not a problem at all. You can diagnose that very, very easily with the ANCEL leak detector smoke machine. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.